Hello guys, and welcome back again to my channel. This is still part of the Jamb series that I've started. If you haven't watched my previous video, I advise you to go back and watch all of them because the tips I've been giving are just so amazing, and if you have not really been following it up, you might not really understand what is going on here. So I advise you to go back, watch all my previous videos for the Jamb series, and I'm sure you're going to learn something. So guys, in today's video we are going to be doing practical tips. Now I'm going to be telling you some practical things you can implement. So how do we pass this exam in one sitting? Because that is the aim, guys. That is the aim, to get our 300s, to get our 290 plus in just one sitting and not have to write this exam again. So guys, like I always do, I have all my tips on my tablet here, so I'm going to be going over them and explaining them to you. So if this is something you're interested in, please hit that subscribe button and keep watching. Okay guys, for the first one, as I always say in all my video, is mindset shift. Honestly, some people fail the exam not because they don't know, but because they are scared. They are scared of failing. That is why they fail it actually. Or they are, and how this scariness translates into failing is that they get scared. Because they are scared, when the exam day comes, they become nervous. Even if they have put in all the work, they have put in all the time, they have learned all they're supposed to learn, they still become nervous. So which will now translate into them wasting time in the exam and not finishing all the questions they're supposed to finish. And oh my god, like, please, I'm one person that believes that even before an exam is successful, even before you get that success result, you have to pass the exam in your mind. So I would advise you to, instead of reading from fear, instead read to understand. Read with the ideology that you're going to be successful, you're going to pass, you're going to ace it. Now, this reading from fear of a thing is also part of the mindset part. I am somebody who used to read from fear. To be honest, some of my exams I read them from fear, but I channeled that fear into positivity. Yes, because I don't want to fail, I have to put in more work. Because I don't want to fail, I have to make sure that I'm not nervous on the exam day. Because I don't want to fail, I have to sleep well, I have to eat well, I have to, okay, the sleep and eat part in medical school, that is nonsense. I don't think it's going to sleep and eat, so let's leave that part. But anyway, because I don't want to fail, I have to read and memorize and learn and learn and learn. Yes, but now I'm trying to change that mindset shift to, I want to read this thing because I really want to understand it. I want to read this thing because for us in medical school at this point, I want to read this thing because I don't want to go into the clinical and not know what is happening. I'm reading this thing for my future patient. I'm reading this thing for people that I'm going to help. I'm reading this thing because I might be the only doctor in the hospital. I'm reading this thing because if I don't know this thing, I want to know the pathology of the disease. So I feel like now, putting it into JAM, I'm reading this thing because I really want to pass this exam. I'm reading this thing because I'm still going to do it in uni, so I might as well get the foundations that I need now. I'm reading this thing because it is a very important topic. I'm still going to see it in uni, and even research is still going on in this area. Like, give yourself reasons why you should read that topic, and trust me, you're going to read it. So I'm reading biology because I'm still going to do biology in uni, and they would have expected that I had this foundation. I'm reading this math because engineering is filled with math, and if I don't know math, I'm going to fail engineering. I'm reading this literature because I want to be a lawyer, and this is, I'll have to be good in my English speaking, in my proficiency skill. I have to be proficient in the language and in the jargons which is associated with law. And in order for me to understand these jargons, it is important I am able to utilize English language. Okay, I'm reading this thing because I want to be a computer scientist. Why is it important for me to know maths and statistics? Because I need to be able to collate data, to understand data, to represent data in different mathematical ways. So basically, try and correlate all the courses you're doing to what you are aspiring to get into, what course you're aspiring to get into. So if you're trying to get into any of the courses I listed, that is one trick that you can do. Even if you're going into architecture, you should know, okay, I'm reading this course, I'm reading maths because I have to understand how to apply mathematics in collation of data too, and I'm reading this geography because I can't study architecture if I can't even understand what the map looks like. Like, try and give yourself reasons and try as much as you can to read because of those reasons. And even if you are feeling any outer of fear, make sure you channel it into positivity. Please do not carry that fear. Don't carry that fear into your exam hall. Please, please, please do not carry it into your exam hall. Be calm before your exam. Prep your mind. You have done the work. You are ready to pour it out, please. Because if you go into the exam hall very nervous, JAMB exam is already a big exam, and you're now putting additional pressure on yourself by being nervous. I'm telling you, you will set out to fail. It's okay to feel nervous, but try to calm yourself down. I always try to calm myself down. Try breathing techniques. Breathing techniques is something I do. I breathe in, I breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, slowly counting my breath and trying to stay calm. Then another way I try to do is try to distract myself a bit. Maybe try to distract myself a bit. Then, or one most important way I do again is pray. I just use that time to like pray. As long as my exam have not yet started, I pray. I pray that God calms me. I pray that He helps me. And knowing that somebody is in charge too of the exam and is interested in your life is one interesting thing. So guys, I hope that answers the question. Is get JAMB syllabus. Like, if you've been watching my JAMB series, you know that JAMB syllabus is something I keep resounding and resounding and resounding and resounding. If you have not gotten JAMB syllabus at this point in time, you're dulling yourself, because this exam is going to be based on that syllabus. So what have you been reading? Like, tell me, what have you been reading? You've been reading waec syllabus. Please, waec syllabus and JAMB syllabus are totally different things. I have to draft a timetable. I have to have a timetable. In my other videos, I've created 2 videos on how to draft a timetable. If you have not, okay, 3. I think 3 at this point. The first one is like the practical plan, like the layout plan. The other 2 are things you should consider in drafting a timetable. Please, I advise you to go and watch that video. Like I said, if you have not been watching my previous videos, I'm sorry, you might not understand something. As I was talking about drafting a timetable, please, I've created videos on that. I'll advise you to go check out my previous video. I talked about how to use past questions in drafting your timetable. I even gave like a full layout. So go on to my channel. I'm going to like create a playlist for this examination. You can just click on the playlist and it will show you all the videos under it, and you can watch and watch and watch and see what you can get from it. So guys, creating a timetable is very important. Like, if you have 30 days before the exam, you should know what you're doing on every day of those 30 days. You should schedule all the topics that you have gotten from your syllabus, from your past questions. Like, that is the topics you failed in your past question. Okay, you should schedule it into days. Like, Monday, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Tuesday, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, break it down so that you will not be confused at any point. So drafting a timetable is so critical and is so essential. Very, very essential. So one other thing you should do is that use the right resources, guys. Like, please, 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 and please don't use any resource that is not necessary. Like, use the right resources. I heard that I discovered some resources after taking the JAMB exam which annoyed the hell out of me. I heard that LAMLAT series is good. I heard explicit biology too is good. But during my time, I was using essential and new school physics. You can try this LAMLAT series. I heard it's really good. So use LAMLAT, use explicit. Go on Facebook groups. There are a lot of JAM Facebook groups. Go on Facebook groups and ask what resources other people are using, so that you see, and ask them why they're using those resources, so that they'll give you like reasons why they're using this book and why they're using that book. I used essential because basically that is what my school used to teach us, so I thought that was it. But try LAMLAD. I went through LAMLAD and I found out that LAMLAD is really, really good, especially when it comes to JAM. At this point, you should be reading only resources that are particular to JAM examination. Don't go and be reading things that are not necessary at all. So guys, let me just quickly wrap up this video so that I can move on to other things. So guys, I've said a lot in this video. One of the most important thing I would also like to emphasize is that you do your past questions. Like, if you have been watching my JAM series, you know that every video I drop on this JAM thing, I keep emphasizing and re-emphasizing that the only way for you to really succeed in this JAM is for you to do as many past questions as possible. Like in 2018 when I wrote my first JAM repeated questions, like they repeated it point blank. It was like repetition. So if you had done past question, you would have found it easy. I don't know whether it was for my day or for the whole thing. I just don't know, but I know that they repeated. So I'll advise you to do all your past questions. Start from the recent year. Start from, if the recent year is 2020, and do it backward. I've been saying this over and over. So please, I hope you already have your past questions already. Somebody dropped in the comment section that you didn't have, or is it a he or a she? Don't have a past question yet. I'll advise you to get it. Don't use waec. Waec is different from JAM. I hope you guys have already understood that waec is different from JAM at this point. I really hope you already understand that at this point. waec is totally different from JAM. Make sure you stick with JAM past question for this JAM examination. So another thing I'll advise you to do is, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. I didn't want the video to be so long. So guys, come back again tomorrow, same time, for a part 2 of this series. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button, guys. Thank you.